Hi, everybody. I'm reading again from the Spark Storybook Bible. This is titled Love Is, and it's found on page 432. Paul's friends in Corinth had lots of good ideas, but sometimes they forgot what was most important: love. Paul wanted to help them remember. Paul said, "If I use words that everyone understands but don't have love, I'm just a clanging bell or a booming drum making noise. If I teach people about God, know what will happen tomorrow, know everything there is to know, and can figure out the mysteries of the world, but I don't know about love, none of the other things I know matters. If I sell everything I have and give the money to the poor, but don't have love, I have nothing, nothing at all. Love is easygoing and kind. It never wants what it can't have. It doesn't brag. It isn't rude. It is not selfish. It doesn't get angry, and it always forgives. Love is happy with the truth. Love always protects, trusts, and hopes. Love doesn't give up. It never fails. All the things we know and all the things we have will go away someday, but God's love will never go away. Every day that we grow older, we learn more and more. Today we only know a tiny little bit about God's love, but someday we'll know all there is to know about it. Paul ended his letter by telling the people in Corinth that love is the most important thing they have. Paul said, "Until the time you know everything about God's love, you have three things to remember: faith, hope, and love. The most important of these three is love." The story I'd like to share with you, drop that book, today is Maybe God is Like That Too. And it's written by Jennifer Grant and illustrated by Benjamin Shipper. I live in the city where the sidewalks and subway cars and buildings and buses are packed with people, but I've never seen God before. Grandma, does God live in the city? I asked one morning at breakfast. Yes, God is here, she says. You just need to know where to look. Whenever you see love, joy, and peace, God is there, she says, stirring her tea. Wherever there's patience, kindness, and goodness, God is there too. When you see faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, that's God's Spirit at work. On the way to school, I'm on the lookout. I see a bus full of tourists and count 10 bright yellow taxis. I spy a man sweeping a stoop, and Grandma and I laugh when we see a tiny dog wearing a fluffy purple sweater. At school, Grandma hands me my lunch and hugs me close before she says goodbye. That's what love looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. On the swings, I pump so hard I see over the wall into the alley. My friends shout higher, higher as my feet fly way up into the sky. That's what joy looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. Outside, car horns blast and sirens scream, but my classroom is quiet and calm. That's what peace looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. I try to tie my shoes, but the laces tangle around my fingers. My teacher sits down beside me and shows me how to tie them. That's what patience looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. On the way home, I see a doorman wearing a red cape and a hat with a shiny brim. He's holding the door for a man using a wheelchair. The man moves very slowly, and the doorman chats with him and smiles. That's what kindness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. While I'm setting the table for dinner, there's a knock at the door. It's our neighbor from downstairs bringing us a loaf of bread. It's golden brown and warm and wrapped in a thin white towel. That's what goodness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. After dinner, I work on my homework while Grandma stands at the kitchen sink washing dishes and humming to herself, just like she does every single night. That's what faithfulness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. At bedtime, Grandma sits at the edge of my bed, singing a lullaby and stroking my head. She tucks my blankets up close around me. That's what gentleness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. I lie in bed watching the curtains flutter. I want to talk about that dog we saw today and how high I can swing. But Grandma says that once I'm tucked in, I have to stay in bed until morning. I close my eyes and try to fall asleep. That's what self-control looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. I saw God over and over again today. Whenever I saw love, joy, and peace, and wherever there was patience, kindness, and goodness. When I saw faithfulness and gentleness and self-control, I saw God's Spirit at work. I don't see God the way I see my friends or the streetlights or the river, but I see signs of God's Spirit all around me, right here in the city. I know what God is like. Maybe I can be like that too. That's the end of the book. Where have you seen God today? Where have you seen love and joy and peace? And how have you been those things for other people? Have other people seen God in you? I bet they have. Sleep well. God is awake.